Let's talk about Jarrett Hurd real quick and about where he goes from here after his receiving his second loss. Is Jarrett Hurd done? Is he has been? Can he bounce back from this unexpected loss against Luis Arias? Well, let me say, like Jarrett Hurd, I always liked Jarrett Hurd. I always thought he had a lot of promise, especially when he beat Lara, which was a crafty dude, man, crafty, slick fighter. See, Lara, he lost that fight, getting knocked out. But what happened was, I think Lara just decided to stay in the pocket a little too long with Jarrett Hurd. That's not Lara's specialties to stand there and trade with boxers, especially if you really don't have the power like that fighter might have. You don't stand there and really trade with a brawler, a brawler puncher, like that. A smother, a swarmer. I like to call him a swarmer, Jarrett Hurd. That's what he is. But I always had a problem with his style. I always said, if he steps it up, man, or even if, you step it up, or eventually, even if you might end up getting an unfavorable opponent, and that style is not gonna work for you for but so long. And I said this. I think after he beat Lara, he just decided, oh man, if I could beat Lara like this, then I could just beat everybody like this using this style, the come forward style. See, here's the thing about a come forward style, man. I think like it's good to if that's your style of fighting, you gotta also have some kind of head moving and defense to go along with it, man. You just can't do that, be a come forward fighter and then get punched in the face over and over again. Because eventually, you're gonna do that against the wrong fighter, and it's gonna be lights out. Truth of that is how confident Jarrett Hurd was in that style, or is. It's because before this fight with Luis Arias, he was calling out Jermell Charlo again. So in his mind, he's like, look, I can get Charlo. I can get Jermell Charlo out of there with this style. I'm confident of it. And you see what happened. It didn't work out for him with J-Rock. You see. And then he tried to switch it up. He tried to become a somewhat outward boxer. That's not his thing. Because, things like that, it's good to teach those early on in a boxer's career. Like when they first start getting into boxing. He's already set in his ways, man. That's all he knows. So unfortunately for him, there's no more room for Jarrett Hurd to, really execute his fighting style at this division anymore for him to be successful at. I think he already reached his limit, man. I think, if he has a chance of being a world champion again, it'll probably be because Jermell Charlo relinquishes belts or move up or something like that, and then he fights his way up the ranks, or whatever it is whatever belt that he fights for. If he's a good contender, maybe he can get another. If let's just say that happens, if Jermell Charlo lets go of the belts, moves up, whatever the case is, then let's say it's a WBC belt, and let's say Jarrett Hurd is right up there in the contenders list, and he fights an eliminator or something like that, and then he's on his way to possibly becoming another champion against somebody that probably ain't as good or something like that. Who knows, man? Or doesn't have a chin or something like that. But these guys he been fighting, like Luis Arias, he has a chin. He's taking everything from Jarrett Hurd, man. Jarrett Hurd was giving it all he had, and this dude was not stopping. He was relentless. And J-Rock, he doesn't have the most solid of chin either, but he overcame his adversity and dropped Jarrett Hurd and actually beat him. See what I mean? So I don't see where Jarrett Hurd takes his style or his career to the next level, man. I think pretty much right now, even if he goes back to the drawing board, there's not much that they're gonna really be able to teach him that he's gonna really be able to uh, is gonna embed into he's gonna be able to embed that into him. It's not gonna be ingrained in him overnight. So it's possible that he could learn a little bit of outward boxing. It's not even but so much the outward boxing with Jarrett Hurd, man. It's the defense that's even more concerning. Because he got to think about his future after boxing, getting punched in the head like that, not blocking. You end up punch drunk. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you, bro, but you. So it's good to have some defense. If you're gonna be that kind of fighter, employ some defense, because you're not gonna beat everybody like that, man. That's why it's called adjustments. Jarrett Hurd doesn't know how to adjust. He doesn't have the ability to adjust, and that is a downfall. That's becoming his downfall, if not already. So, but still, shout out to him. I was trying to sit up here earlier and figure out what's the next route for him. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know at this point. It's not, to me. It's not looking too good for Jarrett Hurd, man. It's not looking too good for him. You know, he might end up just being just a fighter that just takes fights and just to earn money. I hope that's not what happens. I hope he's going to try to, at least try to reinvent himself the right way. Give us some different trainers or something. I don't know, but I had him winning that fight, and look what happened. It's because a lot of us believed, in his style of, and this guy, he ain't nothing. Jarrett Hurd, he gonna run right through this dude, and it was the exact opposite, man. Dude was giving him all kind of problems. That's because he didn't adjust. Maybe if he learned how to outward box, become a rangy fighter, instead of just trying to smother his opponent all the time, he probably would have had a better chance of winning. If he was learning how to use his jab. He really has no real jab either, and that's another thing. It's the jab, the defense. The jab and the defense, bro. Those are his two downfalls right there. And you've seen it that night. But what do you think about Jarrett Hurd, and where does he go from here? Drop a comment. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later on the next one. Peace.